What's up, YouTube? This is Too Raw for TV. All right, so um, in the video I just did talking about Kamala Harris, right? How she's pulling that fake black accent or black accent when talking to Detroit, predominantly black voters, but use her normal cadence talking to predominantly white Pittsburgh voters. I said there was something about Donald Trump. Well, there's quite a few things about Donald Trump that bothers me, but the most alarming thing about him right now is, ironically, despite all of the focus on Joe Biden and his obvious cognitive decline, Donald Trump, too, is showing signs of cognitive decline, if you're being honest. And that concerns me, just like it concerned me with Biden. So last night, Donald Trump did a town hall event with Fox News host Sean Hannity. And he spoke about Joe Biden. And when he's talking, he sounds like he momentarily forgets that he's not running against Joe Biden anymore. He talks about how New Hampshire voters just cannot vote for him, talking about Biden, and was talking about him as if he was the candidate he's running against. It didn't seem like he kind of cleaned it up at the end. I guess when it kicked in that, okay, I'm running against Kamala, and then he called it the Biden-Harris administration, and then he added her in. But for a while, he was talking as if Joe Biden was his opponent in this fall election. Of course, he's no longer is. And I saw that the Kamala Harris campaign poked fun at Trump, saying he don't even remember or don't know who he's running against, because they've been pushing. It's kind of fucked up, in my opinion, that the Democrats got some fucking nerve to make Trump's age an issue when you were just willing to run a guy who's 4 years older than him and is further down the line with dementia than Trump is. You know what I'm saying? You cover up all these years about Biden's cognitive decline, which was, we could see it 4 years ago that he was slipping. So that's a whole nother video for another day, man. I think they committed an absolute crime covering up Biden's decline. He should have been removed via 25th Amendment, but then again, that shows you how they didn't really have any confidence in Kamala Harris. The option of her being president was whatever. But they just pretty much going to have handlers that's going to make the major decisions. I think if she does get elected, she's just going to be a figurehead. But anyway, this thing with Trump, man. The campaign came back and said, Trump campaign came back and said, oh, they're being taken out of context. He was talking about Biden before he dropped out. I'm going to say this. I know that I've been observing Donald Trump as a candidate now for 9 years. Well, in politics for 9 years. I mean, before that he was on that Obama, he's not a really American BS, but I'm talking about as an actual national candidate since 2015. When he came down the escalators at Trump Plaza, I believe it was. And if you look at debates from 2016, when he was in the Republican debates against Hillary, and you look at him today, there's definite decline mentally, I think, with Trump. There's some decline. Not as great as with Biden, but there's definitely something there, man. One of the things I notice about him is he sometimes gets mixed up as to who he's campaigning against or who he's talking about. Like, I remember earlier this year, he was supposed to have been talking about Biden when he was still the nominee. And instead, in a speech, he started talking about Barack Obama. And it's not like it was just like, it's not like he accidentally said Barack Obama's name and then said Biden. No, he went on and started talking about Obama until maybe it caught up with him that, okay, this isn't reality. He's no longer the president. He's not the president. He's not the guy running against. Never did run against him. Maybe he is a Freudian slip and he really did want to run against whatever. He's been doing that more. And then the thing that I'm really noticing about Trump, more than anything else, is he will start talking and it seems like he loses his train of thought and then veers off into something else that has nothing to do with the hell he was just talking about. That's a classic sign of early dementia. Ronald Reagan was doing that. Listen to Ronald Reagan in 81, 82, 83. And his speech was much more fluid. His vocabulary was larger. It wasn't as many pauses when he spoke, and he didn't lose his train of thought. Toward the end, when Reagan was still making public appearances, when he'd be interviewed, someone asked him, "Well, how do you feel about what's going on in the Soviet Union, Mr. President?" "Well, I think Gorbachev. I don't know if he'll survive. The political situation is very precarious, and lots going on there." That's not how he talked. He would go into finite detail about things going over, and you can tell something's going on. Trump's starting to do that. He's starting to lose his train of thought, talk about other things, go on tangents about the same subjects, starting to use more word salad. His vocabulary isn't as extensive. And I've observed Donald Trump for years, since when he was popular with the black community, when he was a symbol of wealth and status. And he's not a dumb person. So there's definitely something there, man. And look, I'm very sensitive when it comes to this dementia thing, man, because I've said this before. I've had family members that I watched decline and succumb to dementia and Alzheimer's. And I take that seriously. And you got two candidates. Well, you had two candidates, Joe Biden and Donald Trump. But you got Donald Trump, now the oldest nominee ever of a major party ticket. He's 78 years old. If he got elected, he'd be 82 when he left office. So if there's something going on with him, I don't know about you, but I'm not too comfortable with a J.D. Vance as president. You feel me? So this is something that's important, I think, very important. And incidentally, both his mother and father, Trump's mother and father, both died of dementia and Alzheimer's. So that's a strong genetic propensity for that. So that's something you got to watch out. I mean, he's almost 80. So that's definitely something you got to watch out for. That's why I do believe there should be an age limit when it comes to presidents. I don't think you should be over, I say 75. I think you cannot be older than 75 years old and run for president. I'm sorry, you just can't. Now, I think Supreme Court might be a little bit different. It's a slower pace. But the presidency requires a lot of mental flexibility and requires vigor, vitality and vigor. And you have to be, I'm not saying you got to be an athlete, but, hell, I remember George H.W. Bush caught some flack for being 64. Shit, that's a kid now. So, yeah, man, that's something that's serious, man. Amongst the other things that people got to worry about Donald Trump, the self-pitying, the narcissism, the mean-spiritedness. I don't know if I feel comfortable with a guy like Donald Trump with dementia in the White House. That's a scary proposition. But anyway, that's all I got to say about it. Watching somebody who is so ignorant and you're hating on Trump. Go back to the Democratic plantation. Can you say something else, goddammit? Jesus Christ. They're part of the Democratic plantation. As if Trump is some infallible dictator that we got to fucking constantly jerk off and suck off, like you motherfuckers. Shit. He catch smoke just like Kamala. Motherfucker ain't impervious to fucking, not impervious. This motherfucker ain't, what's what I'm looking for? He's not, somebody that we can't criticize or, I'm talking about dementia. I forgot. Lost my train of thought. See, I'm 44. But, we all get forgetful. We all can have brain farts, but when you start losing your train of thought all the time and can't think and forget what year it is, all that type shit, man, whatever. That's all I got to say about it. Tell me what you guys think.